Hi, I'm Andrea Paulton from Techstars. Today I'm interviewing Melodie Van der Baan, co-founder and CEO of Max Retail. She recently finished our Techstars Los Angeles Accelerator. Whoop, whoop. Congrats, Melodie. I want to get started first with what you do at Max Retail. Please tell us a little bit more about it.
Sure. Max Retail is a platform that helps brands and independent retailers to be able to liquidate their excess inventory through our growing network of online and offline retailers with high demand for it.
Okay, and why did you think that was necessary? Why did you decide to do that?
So I was an independent retailer for 9 years and a distributor for 5 years before that. So my entire career has been surrounded by inventory, and whether it sells or not has been the make or break. And so, what I know from my experiences is that when inventory doesn't sell, cash flow is held up. And that is the number one thing that'll put any brand or retailer out of business. So, what I experienced from my time as an independent rep, as a distributor, I actually traveled store to store. And so I had the unique visibility of what was and wasn't performing. I was able to facilitate merchandise transfers between authorized retailers that I was servicing and actually move that stale inventory between one another. And it made a big difference for them. But my husband saw what I was doing and he said, Mel, this is not a you problem. This is an industry problem. There is a lack of a network that exists and you should create it. But it wasn't until I became a retailer in 2012 that now I had a sale rack and no one was helping me. And when this problem continued to magnify, I realized it wasn't $1,000 of dresses that was sitting like I saw when I was a sales rep. It was now $100,000 of unsold inventory, financial losses that I was experiencing each year. And so the unsold inventory problem is a big one. The movement of this inventory is critical. And yet there has been no great, easy way to do it until now.
So you obviously know what you're talking about. You understand your industry. So what made you apply to Techstars?
Well, this is what I love about Techstars is they take someone who knows their industry so well and they enable them to grow it into a scalable global solution. So, with all the experience that I had as a retailer, with all the experience that I had as a retailer and a distributor, I needed to know how to actually scale a business. Techstars loves founders like me. But I will say that the greatest value that Techstars has been provided has been to be there for me and say there's no such thing as a stupid question because there's so many questions you have in going from a three co-founder team to what we have now, a 30-member team. And Techstars has absolutely helped prepare me for the growth of our company.
Oh, that's so amazing. And I'm going to echo what you said. Techstars does love people like you. We've been like so excited to watch you grow. There's a lot of us at Techstars, and we talk about how amazing you are. You have done such great work, and it is really what you put in it. And you, as a founder, you are showing up, you are doing the work, and we just love to see that. So you've been absolutely amazing. So tell me more about your experience at the accelerator. Like, what was your favorite part?
Okay, my favorite part of Techstars was understanding how to balance the stress of a growing company with how much fun you can have while doing it. To me, Techstars was like MBA camp, boot camp, and summer camp all put into one. And that to me set a tone for the culture within Max Retail. My co-founder Morgan and I took away from Techstars that bonding your team, bonding your teammates, being lighthearted, being silly, being accountable, all of it matters. Not just the KPIs, not just the goals, not just, what you need to perform as a company, but how you actually create a team and what is the DNA of that team that allows you to move at a fast pace and really be grateful to be in the trenches with one another.
Ah, I don't know if you saw this a couple of years ago. One of our founders did a whole video series on mental health and the entrepreneur because it's all in consuming to be an entrepreneur and have your own business. So I love that you learned that and you appreciated that and you're using that, the gratefulness and the having fun and being a team. Because yeah, if you lose that and it's all work, work, work and stress, 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 I mean, what's the point of having a business at that point? So that's amazing.
When you lose talent, you lose talent when it's just too much pressure and no way to release it. And I will say that with Techstars, all week long, there was pressure building and building and building. And then the Thursday night all hands came around. And it's like everyone remembered to reduce everything to its rightful size. And we were able to carry on a Friday with equally as much momentum as a Monday because of that time that we spent. So Techstars as a family, Techstars as a give first mentality, Techstars with the mixture of being an incredibly, how do I put this? An incredibly intense accelerator program. It is intense. You will work 10-hour days for 3 months, but you will love every minute of it. And you will be a different person going out than you were going in.
Oh, yeah. I think you might have answered this, but maybe there's something else that you can add. What was the best thing that you learned, maybe in addition to what you just mentioned? What was the best thing that you learned that is going to help you in growing your business?
The best thing I learned at Techstars through the curriculum and all of the workshops is to strip away the vanity metrics. Strip away what you think is working. Strip away what you think is actual traction and get down to it. What is truly working? What can you still explore? And question your product market fit. Question who your customers are and who you should really be going after. And segment down really who your ideal customer persona is. Instead of everyone, who is that one or that million? But I think that Techstars absolutely puts a focus on stripping away vanity and getting to your core product and growing that.
Yeah, that's a good learning that you picked up there. So the founders that are listening, or the founders that are listening that are maybe not part of Techstars. So now you told them what you learned and you told them, what was good about it. But if they're still on the fence and they're like, I don't know, should I join Techstars or not? What would you tell these founders about Techstars?
So there's what you know, there's what you don't know, and then there's this huge space of what you don't know you don't know. And you join Techstars for that third. Because it doesn't matter how much you go into Techstars saying, I want to go to Techstars learning this, they're going to teach you that much more that you had no idea about. And that's what's going to make you a stronger founder.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. Let's talk about capital. Some founders' favorite topic, some founders' not so favorite topic. You've been kicking butt here. I've been watching and I've been learning from you as well. So tell me more about what is currently happening there when it comes to capital.
So fundraising, I went into Techstars with a goal of being able to raise a round coming out of Techstars. That was an absolute motive from day one. And that absolutely worked out perfectly well because I was deliberate with my intentions. I was deliberate about relationship building. And I was absolutely deliberate about hitting my goals to where those relationships could turn into investors. And so we are so grateful that through the help of Techstars in the community, we have been able to raise a significant seed round. We even have angel investors who came and did founder stories who I connected with at Techstars. And also just knowing that they're within the same culture of Techstars, what I know of accountability, showing up, really hitting your goals, being honest, integrity above all else, and knowing that they are aligned on that same exact principle principles, that meant a lot to me, to understand I can work with these people because I know what they believe and I believe the same things to be true.
So the network of Techstars, I'm glad that you mentioned that. That really seemed to have helped, but also, the way that you present your business and the way that you understand how to talk about it. I mean, it's bravo to you. You've been doing such an amazing job. Tell me a little bit more about the community of being in this accelerator program, being with other founders, hanging out with Techstars mentors, being with Matt and the MD, the managing director, Matt at LA. What is it like? What have you learned from the network? And are you going to be keeping in touch with us when you are departing?
Oh, absolutely. So I am now 3 months out from the Techstars program. And there are, I would say, a handful of mentors that I still meet with on a weekly to bi-weekly basis now as advisors. And I count on them every single week for me to say, here's what's going on. How can we make this better? What am I not seeing? How do I need to grow further as a leader, as a CEO? What does my team need from me to set them up for success? And so these mentors, it's not just Techstars 3 months program. You have the opportunity with some of them to continue as an advisor, sometimes as a consultant, but in different capacities. So you can keep up that cadence that you were able to develop during Techstars, so that every week is boot camp. Every week is still boot camp at Max Retail. And I don't take it all to myself. I share these incredible advisors with my teammates. My leadership team meets with people one-on-one each week so that they can continue to grow as well. So Techstars doesn't benefit me personally. Techstars benefits the entire Max Retail leadership team down to our interns. And so that to me is tremendous lifelong value of this program. And with Techstars, you're able to have a network for life. They say it and they mean it. And it's not just as a business and it's not just as a person. It's something that is like a ripple in the tide, right? It's just Techstars, as soon as that one drop hits, it's just the ripple goes out from there. And that's what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, one of the things that we'll have coming up is a FounderCon, right? An event for founders. And I'm not sure if you have the invitation or not. We're working on this right now, but we also have something called Techstars Universe, where there's a platform where you can continuously talk to other founders, to mentors, to some of the managing directors. We're rolling that out right now as we speak, because we never want to just be done, right? Partly we wanted to see your growth, and we want to see what you're doing, because we're invested in you. We're now attached to you. You can't get rid of us. And also we want to make sure that when later on in a year or in a month or in 5 years that you still need help, well, we're here. We're not going away. We're not going to leave you behind. So that's something that you and I need to talk offline about it. If you haven't gotten the invitation yet, like I said, we're just working on this now. I think you'll enjoy that as well. Anything else you want to tell us before we stop this conversation?
The founders that I was in the program with for my cohort, there are some that I still talk to every single day. And others that when I go out to California now, I stay with them, or they come to Florida, they stay with me. The members of your cohort become your family. Absolutely. And Matt, as a MD, has just been such a tremendous person. And I just count on him as someone I can reach out to and say, hey, Matt, I have a real quick question. Can I run it by you? And he makes himself available. And he's just constantly pushed me to be better, to be stronger. And I must say, the first time I applied, he turned me down. And I said, that's okay. I said, you don't have to say yes today, but I know you're going to say yes in the future. And so to all the founders out there who have applied, I want you to know that I applied to Techstars 4 times, 4 different accelerator programs before I was accepted. And so I'm standing here before you today because I don't take no for an answer. And I'm so glad I didn't, because what's a no? A no is free. It doesn't cost you anything for someone to tell you no, and it doesn't change your value. But I continued to work on my business. And you know what? Each time they said no, they were right. I wasn't ready yet, but I continued to work at it until I was finally at a point where my business was ready for Techstars. And they took me at the right time. And together, we are going to do wonders. But I absolutely would love to make it known that I am a 4-time applicant of Techstars. And that's okay, because the yes always comes if you're diligent.
And this is why you're going to be a total rock star because you are really living what we want our founders to live. Melodie, thank you so much. I cannot wait. I'm sure I'm going to ask you to jump on a call like this with me again. We love to see your growth, and we want to just make sure that, you succeed, and we're going to be there for you. So thank you. I appreciate your time.